Thank you so much for clicking on this video because we are continuing our series of Gabrielle mini marathon. So if you are ready to watch alongside with me, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it by the end. Don't want this to happen like what? Subscribe with the notifications bell on if you want more of him, because I'm definitely going to do more and I want you to be notified, so do so right now. And put your requests in the comments as usual. I'm checking out the comments of videos previous since his run to you for AJT. Anyways, with that being said, let's get started. Is he playing this like in this room and he's singing it completely live? Huh. Not sure.
Seems like it was yesterday when I saw your face. You told me how proud you were, but I walk away. If only I knew what I know today. I'll to hold you in my arms, I'll to take the pain away. Thank you for all you've done, forgive your mistakes. There's nothing I wouldn't do to hear your voice again. Sometimes I wanna call you, but I know you'll always there. Oh, I'm sorry for blaming you for everything I just couldn't do, and I've hurt myself by hurting you.
You know how it keeps going. I would hold you in my arms, I would take the pain away. Thank you for all you've done, forgive all your mistakes. That top note, that's what I want to talk about. First off, not surprised that he's singing it in the exact octave. That's where he's most comfortable as a pretty much countertenor, I would say. Countertenor is a very controversial term, but I would say countertenor because he is a true tenor, but he is well trained and well equipped and naturally equipped to handle singing in the exact same octave. Some tenors don't do that, but because that's where he sings most of the time, I'll just say that's the kind of rep he's capable of singing. What I'm trying to do right now, though, go back, listen to how he sings the first two times. He sings the melody, na 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 na.
I just couldn't do.
Not far enough.
I'm sorry for to hear your voice again. Mistakes, there's nothing I wouldn't do to hear your voice again. Sometimes I wanna call you, but I know you'll always there.
For those two right there, I'm just trying to break this down before we move on because it's just something I noticed when I compare his version to the original Christina Aguilera's, and might I say she's got the unpredictable and profound charisma that makes up for her somewhat lacking in vocal technique. What I love about his version is the fact that whether this is pre-recorded and lip-synced or not, I can tell that him singing that top note is very well mixed. It's got a bright, pingy sound to it. Hers is just all muscle, all chest voice, if I'm not mistaken. I love how he put the time and effort to making sure he didn't strain his way up there. And she's got that habit down packed and has been having that for her entire career, which is why she sounds the way she does throughout her entire range, other than head voice. I'm just saying I love how he committed to making sure he didn't do the same thing. Clearly she was an influence, otherwise he wouldn't be singing her song. but it's definitely being done with more technical stability than she did. That's not to say she can't keep singing if she wants to. In fact, she's still very well known and probably still making music as we speak. But she's got faulty technique somewhere in there in the way she sings. And he doesn't. I don't know if he did this on purpose, but later on,
by hurting you. Some days I feel broken inside, but I wonder me.
just quickly saying, not a fan of how he just took a breath there. Maybe he was out of breath. I'm hoping that's the case, in which case, do what you gotta do to keep going. But always make sure that you can continue through each phrase like she did in the original. I'm assuming this is a studio version cover of her song, in which case he probably could have redone that and not taken a breath. I'm just saying, like, it's just a preference of mine, considering she did it that way and he didn't.
Sometimes I just wanna hide, cause I trail a mess. It is so hard to say goodbye with the conscience.
Still slightly unstable diction.
Would you help me understand? Are you looking down upon me? Are you proud of who I am? There's nothing I wouldn't do to have just one more chance to look into your eyes and see you looking back. Oh, I'm sorry for blaming you for everything I'm just getting to, and I'm hurt myself. Oh, if I'd had just one more day, I would tell me how much that I miss to see you be away. Oh, it's dangerous. It's over the line to try and turn back. I'm sorry.
Now that's how you beat Christina Aguilera at her own game. She didn't even do that. I don't think she has actual whistle voice in her voice. Obviously everyone can do it, I would say, because it's just a technique, it's a vocal technique that you're dealing with. But I just think he beat her at her own game, not just in taking it an octave and over that above, but whistled and riffed his way back down. And I'm just like, yeah, that's what you call beating her at her own game. Anyway, that's all I had to say.
Blaming you for everything I'm just getting to, and I'm hurt myself.
Before he continues, I wasn't a fan of how he just switched into his powerful mixed chest range. It was just like, whoa. And I'm like, whoa, in that sense. Preferred that he stayed in falsetto the whole time. Now that's a good example of doing it. That's a much better way I would prefer for him to do the rest of this quiet, gentle moment instead of switching into full voice like that. by hurting you. Let's listen to that one more time.
By hiding you.
And overall, even if his diction isn't great in this one, his phrasing and shaping of phrases is phenomenal. And just the fact that he knows when to go soft, when to go loud. He knows when to swell. He knows when to decrescendo. He just knows intuitively where the song maps out its dynamic contrasts. And that's great for an artist. That's something I don't say very often, but pretty much every artist I come across knows how to do that pretty well. With that said, I want to thank you for watching my reaction. Subscribe, notifications bell, requests in the comments as usual, and I'll see you all next time.